Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to discuss a bunch of different topics. This is going to be a garbage video, so it's multi-topic. Timestamps are down below, but so you have an idea of what we're going to go over, we are going to talk about Stephanie Renee on TikTok, Mikayla, Makeup Mikayla, we're all familiar with her, doing something that I just think is very strange, and we're also going to talk about Father Abraham and Avery Woods. So that's the lineup for today. If you're interested, please keep watching. Alright guys, so first things first, let's talk about this creator, Stephanie Renee. She has almost 1 million followers. She's sitting at 925,000, a little over as of me filming this, not that it really matters, but she posts her child. She in a lot of ways reminds me of Jacqueline Paul with Ren. She puts her children in these really compromising positions and calls it content. Number one of her children, she's really used as the center of her content, and she dresses this young child in really tight leotards, short skirts, just really tight. Like here she's in this little jumper that is pretty much backless and is very, very tight. Here's my thing. I understand that a lot of times parents like to kind of experiment with style and fashion when they have children, and I can completely appreciate that. However, if you are putting your child in revealing clothing, slapping it on a monetized page so that you can get views and saves, then I think that you're using your child as a prop, and that's a problem. These videos where she shows her children, obviously they get the most views, the most saves, the most engagement, and that has given her the approval to go ahead and copy and paste and copy and paste and continue to produce said content. I was sent this page by an Instagram follower, and I haven't really dug too deep into kind of what she's all about. But if my first impression is that you are exploiting your children, then that's not really a great thing. And I understand like what my opinion is worth might differ depending on who is listening to what I have to say about this. But I just don't appreciate sexualizing children and calling it mommy or parent content. Because if you putting your child in halter tops and little short rompers and or showing them running around the house in their diaper is what you call content, I think that you need to reevaluate not only what you consider to be content, but also how is this going to impact your child when they get older. And I have had my fair amount of comments to say, oh, well, I wouldn't care if my parent did this and my childhood was posted in this way on social media. I wouldn't care. But we have seen the proof, we've seen the analytics of who is taking in this content, who is saving it, who is using AI to alter the content so that it appeals to a larger creepy audience. These children end up on the dark web, so on and so forth, and we've covered that at length previously. So as I will always say, even if you don't think that it's a problem, you should simultaneously be able to at least acknowledge that there is a very high likelihood that there are absolutely deplorable individuals consuming this content, engaging with it, and sharing it to other platforms. This goes far outside of TikTok. This goes far outside of fan pages or Reddit threads. This goes into literally the dark web. That is where these kids end up, and in my opinion, that is not okay, and that's why I choose to cover it. but she is just another one. Add her to the list, sacrificing her children for attention on social media. I will dig further into her, but that is my very first impression regarding kind of the first batch of content that I have consumed from her. Major red flags, and it gives me Ren and Jacqueline vibes. Big time. Alright, you guys, so next let's hop over to something a little more lighthearted, and that is Miss Mikayla. Mikayla I've covered before in previous videos. If you're ever curious of other videos that I've made about a certain influencer, you can always put in the YouTube search bar my username and whoever you're curious about, and the videos will pop up if they're not linked down below. But Mikayla has had her fair share of controversies, her fair share of criticism and kickback, and just overall flexing on subscribers, making a lot of bad decisions, being completely dishonest, and having a lot of really big brands continue to overfill her living room with a bunch of free products so that she can continue to shill nonsense that nobody really needs to her fan base. It's not only the influencers that are showing, 50 boxes, 100 boxes, 75 boxes of free PR that they're getting. Not only is that extremely cringy, like, let's leave PR unboxings in the past. It's not only distasteful, but it's also such a waste of product. It's such a waste of marketing dollars with these companies. Like, why not send it to mid-range influencers that get decent engagement, and let's allow the limelight to kind of shift from these big, problematic, out of touch influencers to people that are in the middle of the road and are honest and might not get 50 boxes of PR in a week. They might get 50 boxes in a year. I'd really like to see the tides kind of change or shift, but that's where we're at right now. So let's talk about this. I've talked so many times about personal safety when it comes to people that are parasocially connected, whether it's good or bad parasocial relationships. She shared her license plate is makeup. And while that might not seem like a really big deal in itself, she not only showed that, but she also showed that she got a new car, and she decided to show her new license plate that has to do with pugs. And she says that she doesn't care, so I'm going to go ahead and reshare the video. But I find this to be alarming. Why on earth are we normalizing? Okay, I'm a public figure. I've had my fair share of controversy. Let me go ahead and tell y'all the car that I drive, what my license plate is, and then say that I don't care about it. Just for me, it comes off as a little bit of an odd choice. It comes off as a little bit, maybe she thinks that she's untouchable. Maybe she doesn't realize that it only takes one person with bad intent to utilize this information, to use this to find out where she lives. And I don't know. For me, I just could never imagine jumping on here and standing 10 toes down on this and then saying that I don't care. Mikayla, when it comes to the conversation of Mikayla, I realize that it's not a really big fish to fry, so to speak, when it comes to her. But because, especially lately, I've been talking a lot about internet safety and parasocial kind of bonds and parasocial dynamics, I just found it to be a really interesting video, so I wanted to share it here. The thing that I can't get past with Mikayla is everything is the best product ever. And I will never trust an influencer who claims that every makeup product, which, let's be real, we don't need makeup to literally survive. But if you are somebody who's in a financial position to be able to buy, new beauty products, and you rely on reviews of influencers to kind of guide you in the right direction, I would find it to be a red flag personally if I'm taking that advice from an influencer who claims that every single thing is the best. It's the most innovative. You have to run to Sephora right now and get it. I just don't like that kind of toxic positivity from influencers when it comes to reviewing products. I don't need to be screamed at to understand that you are being paid to promote this product, and it probably doesn't even work that well, and it's probably going to go on your vanity and collect dust until the next thing comes, and then it's going to end up in the landfill. Alright guys, so next we need to talk about this account, Father Abraham. And Father Abraham is somebody who posted his children on social media and kind of, you know, put out that typical, like, I love my kids, look at my kids kind of pictures on Instagram. I'm sure that we come across them all the time, whether it's from friends or family or people that we don't even know. Just being a dad and showing his children, you know, just living. Recently there was this audio leaked, and I'm going to play the video right now, where he says that he does not like his kids and he wants to do very bad things to his children. So let's allow the clip to roll, and then I'll give my thoughts on this.
I like being with the kids. I hate it.
Should we put them on brother?
It makes me hate them. It makes me want to do terrible things.
So the problem with the voice memo that is going viral along with these clips, I really wish that people would blur these kids' faces if they're going to show these clips, but that's a different conversation for another video. This is very obviously having it's making a lot of people compare him to somebody like Chris Watts, family annihilator kind of behavior. I couldn't believe that this even came out. Evidently his wife has come out and said that they are away and safe, referring to her and the children, which I'm so happy for. But these kinds of situations make me feel so sad, because not only is it a broken family and now one parent literally protecting their children's lives and their own life from their ex-spouse, ex-partner, whatever, but it's also just the complete dissolution of your entire life. So you're not only like fighting for your life, but you're also having to come to a realization that like life as you thought you knew it is over. And you hear his words, you hear his anger, you hear his upset, and this could have ended so much differently. I think of the image that is put out on social media versus how these parents might actually be feeling about their children, combined with not getting mental health advice, not maybe not being in a relationship where they can lean on one another to properly raise their children and give each parent a bit of a break when it's needed. I just find the whole thing really tragic. So did y'all hear about that? You know, as a reminder, don't believe anything you see on social media. These family vloggers and influencers that put out this happy image of everything being cute pictures and really amazing pregnancy announcements and the fun Target holiday hauls and birthday parties. Everything on social media should be looked at, or I should say it should be consumed with a huge grain of salt, especially when everything looks so good. So lastly, let's talk about Avery Woods. I haven't talked about her in a little while, but she recently put out 2 videos featuring her daughter, which she has used in excess in other content that I've already talked about and reacted to. But she put out this video where, number one, am I a big person on like language or words that might be used around kids? Like I'm not necessarily always going to be like a, you can't say any bad words around your kids or you're going to ruin their childhood. I'm not that type of person, but I do think to film a TikTok that is a song with a lot of very strong language while your daughter is standing beside you trying to mimic things like flipping off the camera is a bad choice, in my opinion. Very tacky, and she not only put out that video, but she also put out a video where she and her daughter are standing side by side, and let me just watch the clip. It's right here.
Does it bother you at all then when you get hate, or like you don't care anymore? I don't care. Like they're always ugly. They're always either ugly or fat or losers.
So doing a TikTok saying haters are ugly, fat, and or losers. Imagine your mother filming this and showing you what bullying is at this young age, while you try to sit there and spread toxic positivity and act as if you're the one being bullied. You're the one who has Reddit trolls. You're the one who has haters on TikTok. Oh, so everyone's so mean. While you're filming a video with your daughter saying that haters are usually, and even if it is a recycled sound, I don't care about that. I care about the fact of people who don't like me are going to be categorized as fat, ugly losers. What is wrong with these influencers? I think a lot of them are just so emotionally unintelligent and not intellectual at all. And they build their platforms. They happen to get some followers and some views and go on a few vacations and get some PR. And as time goes on, their unintelligence and toxic hypocrisy starts to seep through. At that point, you have to come to the decision for yourself. Do I want to continue to support this person, or is this somebody that I should just chuck in the bin and move on to somebody that is not such a toxic hypocrite and always crying victim when people might not like them and voice that they don't like them? I don't know. That's why this series is called Garbage, because it is just a bunch of unhinged nonsense. And at the end of the day, does any of this really matter? No, it doesn't. But again, I am here to give commentary on random things that are happening on the internet. And some of it is interesting, even if it's short term. And we're here to talk about it. But I think that's going to be enough for today. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.